So how are you, Dr. Pramesh? I'm back in your cabin yet again, year after year.
I know, Monica, I can't believe it's been a year, but yeah, we've been good here.
It's so challenging. Can you imagine last year when I walked into the hospital and we were in the peak of COVID? And it's so strange because people gave me so much of, I think there was such a fear in everybody. Our life was so uncertain. We really didn't know where we were going. And I remember asking you, Dr. Pramesh, should we do the online fundraiser this year? Because there was no physical show. And you know, our physical show attracts a lot of attention. And year after year, we have a fundraiser where we do a live auction. We have doctors speaking, which didn't happen last year, and it's not happening this year either. And people are like, Mahika, you sure you really want to do it? It's COVID times, people have lost their jobs, and there was an uncertainty. And then I came and met you. And you made such a beautiful statement, which I have taken back, and I would like my viewers to know. And it's something from your heart. And you told me, Mahika, we don't even have the luxury to fear. And I was like, it was so deep. And I said, you know what, I am going to do the campaign online. It was challenging because my viewers had nothing to really see. There was no interaction with the audience. There was no cancer survivor talk. It was a digital platform. But I decided it's not how much we raise and we give it, it's the effort we put together, and especially COVID times, because that was the time you all really needed the funds.
Absolutely.
And please share with the viewers, because I know what the structure of the hospital is, and being COVID, it must have been such a difficult time.
Yeah, it was incredibly difficult, especially last year when we met last.
Yeah.
And especially at the peak of the pandemic, there was so much of fear. And what I said was, as you mentioned, straight from the heart, because as healthcare providers, we did not really have the luxury of fear. We had to turn up every day. We had to make sure that our patients who trusted us so much got the care that they deserved. So we never shut down even for a single day. So that's something that we were able to offer our patients, that we continued with the cancer care. And in addition to that, we also were a referral hospital for cancer patients who developed COVID. So patients from all over the state were referred to our hospital because we had the expertise to treat cancer.
Correct.
And in addition, we were treating COVID as well. So though we did this, our cancer care at no point suffered. And especially last year when travel was so much of a constraint,
Yes.
we need and had to ensure that at no point we stopped our services.
But that's commendable, because I remember asking you, because I read at the New York Times in America, the centers were closed. People were not given chemotherapy. I mean, the whole medical units were closed. And what happened, because the fear of COVID was so much that the cancer was rising. And my first question to you was Tata Memorial ever closed? And you told me, Mahika, we worked every single day. We didn't have the luxury of fear, and till today you are here doing the same thing. I mean, it's commendable that you were always available to give the treatment. You were always available here. The hospital was open. It's the people who were reluctant to come, maybe because of COVID or travel restrictions, because they couldn't reach the hospital. And now in our second wave, which is, I mean, when I came to you last year, we were in the peak of COVID.
That's
right.
right.
It was like everything was so uncertain and nobody knew our tomorrow. And I just keep feeling like, imagine the person who has cancer, which is already such a difficult thing, and COVID. I mean, there's such a financial drain. You just lose that morale and that support. It's just so trying.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you said is spot on, because with cancer, we can't even afford a few months of delay.
Exactly.
It goes from stage 1 to stage 4 within months, and we just can't afford to have these kind of delays coming into the treatment. And at that point, when patients are unable to afford their treatment, maybe because they've lost their jobs, and head and neck cancer patients whom you support with the foundation are typically from a very low socioeconomic status, and this fund which we are able to generate for them helps them reach their treatment goals without much difficulty. So I think that's extremely important to understand that we just can't afford to wait.
Yeah, and I also read that chemotherapy does come in the way of a survival of a COVID patient. So that risk, did you feel that structure over here, that people were hesitant to get treated because of COVID?
So there was some level of hesitancy, especially at the peak of the first wave. I think it was less during the second wave, because by then we knew a little more about how to treat
there was
COVID.
More analysis about it.
But certainly what you said is right. Patients with cancer who develop COVID have a higher mortality because of COVID than a normal person. But that's something we always knew, and this is something we factor into our treatment plans as well. So if we feel that somebody is at very high risk of developing COVID, we might tailor the treatment so that they don't
they don't
that's
they
right.
probably don't
Yeah,
succumb to
yeah.
it or not. My God, it's just so much, and this is what I just want people to know, that we are so fortunate today to have survived this time and surviving it, and now we're all vaccinated. We're probably making it like a form and a new normal and a way of life and moving forward. But the people who have cancer, and it is so tough. I can just imagine day night how you guys battle to just survive. Give life to another person. I mean, it's just so trying, and therefore I'm back again here with my this year's campaign, because, like every year we do this for the Tata Memorial Hospital, and I reach out to my viewers yet again for their amazing support, because they have been diligently supporting towards Tata Memorial. In fact, last year, which was such a challenging year, we still handed over, I think, about 54 lakhs, 70,000 rupees. And I really don't know how we did it. It's just the faith, and I'm so glad. Like I always say, every amount adds up. And when I was speaking with Dr. Devendra just now, he told me, Mahika, it was actually at the right time. Because giving the funds to the hospital is when the financial drain is so much, and there was so much of stress with the COVID and everything. I just feel like it just fit into the sphere of things. And I'm hoping this year we can achieve and help and do much more for your cancer patients at the Tata Memorial Hospital.
Thank you so much, Mahika. I think, as you said earlier, we were focusing more on providing the voice prosthesis. And
Yes.
as you know, for someone who's not literate, taking away their voice from them, which is one of the treatments for throat cancer,
Right.
effectively renders them completely unemployable if it wasn't for the
Absolutely.
support that the voice prosthesis is able to. So
Absolutely.
giving the gift of voice to a patient is something that's so beautiful.
Correct.
But over the last year, we've extended this beyond just the voice prosthesis. We are now supporting chemotherapy, we are supporting nutritional needs of these patients, and all of them go towards ensuring that we get good outcomes from our cancer treatment. So very, very grateful on behalf of the Tata Memorial to all your donors, your supporters who've been
We
with
have
you.
to thank them. They have been very generous, and I'm blessed because I just feel the support is so overwhelming. Like even in a time like this, they have very generously donated and come forward. And I remember last time when I left the hospital, you told me every person now from MCAN leaves with a voice, and we have put a voice box on them. And now every patient goes with a chemotherapy. At least the treatment is complete,
Correct.
which otherwise the treatment was not being completed because of lack of funds. So I feel we've reached somewhere. At least we have tried. Now, depending on the stage of cancer or the palliative care, at least we know that they have completed their treatment. So it is so reassuring that we have from our side done our best. The funds have been given to them, and I'm very grateful to my audience, and thank you so much for this really huge support, because you have no idea how many people have been cured and treated, and they yet need your support. So please, even this year, we reach out to you, and I'm doing a digital campaign online as well, hoping that next year we can have a proper forum and have the interaction with you all. But please donate to Tata Memorial Hospital. The funds go directly towards the hospital. You can just send me a check under the name of Tata Memorial Hospital Head and Neck account. And thank you so much for your generosity year after year. It really means a lot to us.
Thank you so much, Mahika. And I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of our patients of Tata Memorial Hospital to all your supporters who've been so generous with their support over the years. Thank you very much.
Thank you.